Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. Today we are going to talk about how much $5,000 worth of final expense, burial insurance, cremation insurance, funeral funds insurance costs for a 55-year-old female. Now, I just want to remind you, you can go to our website at funeralfunds.com and you can get a free quote. We've got this quoter tool on just about every page. And this is the same quoter that we use to quote people, pricing, and qualify people. So you've got access to that. Down in the notes of this video too, in the comments section, we'll have a link to a special URL that we have just for our folks on YouTube. That's going to be funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can click on that and get access to special discounts there as well too. Now, also, if you want to, just give us a call, 888-862-9456. You can talk with a real person. We're licensed in all 50 states. And other than that, any comments you have, just go ahead and drop them in the comments of the video as well, too. But let's talk about a couple of things here. So $5,000 for a 55-year-old female, is that even an appropriate amount of coverage? Should you get that? And like, what would it pay for? So $5,000, if you were looking to cover the cost of a cremation, yeah, that'd be appropriate. You know, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And if you're going to have some sort of memorial or remembrance of life or something like that, it's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500. So $5,000 is definitely going to take care of that for right now. Now, you know, 55-year-old female, we're hoping Miss Female is going to make it to 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. You know, as you get older in life, that 5,000 probably won't be enough. If you just intend on getting a cremation done and nothing fancy, that 5,000 to 7,000 should just work fine. But, you know, as you get older and older and older, price goes up. So, you know, 5,000 is a good starting point. Keep in mind, you can always add more coverage later. Now, let's take a look at that from a perspective of a burial. Is 5,000 going to be enough for a burial? No, not a chance. Not a chance. But a lot of times what will happen is we'll have somebody that has some insurance. Maybe they bought $10,000 worth of insurance, you know, years ago, and that was enough back then. And now they're thinking, oh boy, you know, prices gone up. The average cost of a burial is $10,000 throughout the United States. Maybe I just need a little more coverage. In many cases, just getting an extra $5,000 would take care of everything they need. That would be very appropriate and very affordable. So from that standpoint, it would work. But if you were just looking at $5,000 to cover a burial, in and of itself, ooh, boy, that would not work. That'd be probably a shallow hole, I guess. But I mean, just strictly, all joking aside, that's not the way you want to go. So, regardless of what you do, how you get your insurance, how much you get, whether you're blending it with other insurance, which we can help you with, no problem at all. The one thing you want to make sure and get is first day coverage. And at Funeral Funds of America, you can see down here, we specialize in first day coverage or benefits with low cost same day approvals. So the reason first day coverage is so important is we just never know when we're going to die. And there's lots of plans out there. Colonial Plant Pen, we're going to go into this in a minute. 2-year waiting period. You know, why would you buy a plan with a 2-year waiting period when you can qualify for first day coverage? The other thing we always like to mention to people is don't over insure. A lot of times folks are saying, hey, I want to get 3, 4, 5, you know, just whatever the times more than they really actually need. So, you know, don't get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 if you don't need it. In most cases, you don't need it. We would rather see you keep your money in your bank account rather than that go into some bank executive's bank account for his own family. Take that extra money that you had bought and spent extra on insurance and spend it on your family and loved ones. They will appreciate that money more while you're alive, doing nice things with you, than they will getting money after you're dead and gone. So first day coverage, everybody wants it. And a lot of these companies out there have convinced people that 2-year waiting periods are standard. They are not. And probably 95% of the people we help qualify for first aid coverage. Now, what would make you not qualify for first aid coverage? Well, if you had a terminal illness like dementia, you were on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home or something like that, that would put you into a policy that does not qualify for first aid coverage. But outside of that, most other stuff is going to qualify fairly easily. The other thing that doesn't work, and we get calls all the time on this from people saying, hey, we had a family member die last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now the body's down at the funeral home and we need to get some insurance really quick so we can pay for this funeral. And we have to tell them that unfortunately there's no insurance product out there that will, the insurance companies will not issue this insurance to dead people. So you have to get this insurance before you actually need it. And it's sad that that happens to folks, but it's really a good reminder for everyone else to take care of this before you actually need it. You can't get this insurance after somebody has already died. So we've talked about the 2-year waiting period, and there's another number of companies out there that offer those 2-year waiting periods. Colonial Penn, one is their $9.95 plan, and AIG and Gerber and Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha products, a 2-year waiting period. And what that means is if you die of any health or medical reason in the first 2 years, the insurance company is not going to pay out a penny. What they'll actually do is return your premium and give you a small percentage on top of that. But is that what you want? No, you want insurance coverage. So why would you settle for a 2-year waiting period? You would never buy a car that you couldn't drive for 2 years. You would never never buy a house that you couldn't live in for 2 years. Why would you buy insurance that won't pay out in 2 years? Another thing to be cautious of out there is like the $9.95 plan. And let's take a look at what that is. So for a 55-year-old female, $9.95 will buy you $1,761. That's one unit for $9.95. And boy, that will probably pay for cremation, this year. But remember, it's not going to pay out for 2 years. And in 2 years, you're going to have some inflation, and $1,761 is not going to be worth that anymore due to inflation. So really, $9.95 a month, it's brilliant marketing. People think that they're going to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for $9.95. And boy, some of these people that come to us are just madder than hornets that they found out it's only going to be like $1,761 for a 55-year-old female. So be aware of that. But we're talking about $5,000 worth of coverage. So let's see what that costs here. So again, Colonial Penn only helps people with units. You can't buy $5,000 worth of insurance. You can only buy units, and they end up with these kind of wacky numbers, which I'll show you right here. So 3 units, which would be $29.85, $29.85. 3 units is going to be $5,283. So there's your $5,000. But is $29.85 a good price? Well, a lot of people could probably fit that in, but is that appropriate? Or could you get insurance for less somewhere else? Let's find out. So we've got $5,000 for a female. This is the same quota that we use. You have access to it. I'm going to show you exact rates from a bunch of different insurance companies. Age 55. Let's calculate some rates. Keep in mind, $5,000, a little bit more. We'll just round it. $5,000 is going to be $30. If we go through here, oh, look at this. Trinity Life Insurance Company, great company. We work with them. We can help you out with them. This is their level coverage, which means first aid coverage. Best policy out there. If you got the policy today and you died tomorrow, it's going to pay out $14.42. Think about that. What was Colonial Penn? Oh, let's just round it up to $30. So Colonial Penn is literally 200% higher pricing. 200% higher pricing. They'll make you wait a 2-year waiting period, and you're going to overpay for that policy for the rest of your life. So why would you ever pay $29 when you could pay under $15? In fact, you could probably double this and get $10,000, and it's going to be only what Colonial Penn offers for right around $5,000. So we just highly discourage you, when you qualify for first aid coverage, for going through a company like Colonial Penn. Let's look at a couple different options out here too. Let's go down here. What do we got? This is how the quoter looks, and you can go check all the different insurance companies, just like I'm showing you right here. Our quoter is going to include that. Here's one. Lincoln Heritage, they advertise a fair amount. They're a great company, nothing wrong with them, except they are on the more expensive side, first aid coverage. But they've got a plan out there where they will help you, when you do pass away. They say, hey, we'll call 2-3 different places, kind of negotiate, get you the best pricing and everything. But you pay for that. Not so much at a lower pricing, but certainly higher coverage amounts. But, they're $21.34. And we go back up to here, $21.34, 14. So that's going to be about $8 more a month, right? But yeah, that's $8. That's $960 a year, 8 times 9. So we've got Lincoln Heritage at $21.34. And if we go back and look at, there we go. So about 14. So it's about $8 more a month. So 8 times 12 is 96. You're over paying $96 a year. But at 55 years old, we're hoping you're going to live a long time. So 10 years times 96, that's an extra $960 over 10 years that you're paying for them to make 3 phone calls at Lincoln Heritage. Some would say that's very expensive. And you're going to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. Another company out here, Lumico, we run into them, $17.50. Not as much of a difference, but again, why overpay? Why overpay? All these companies are great companies. Why overpay? You shouldn't do that. So keep in mind, you can go to our website and check out our actual quoter. You can check out any dollar amount you want, and you have access to the same quoter that we actually use. So we're going to have a link to our YouTube URL, which is funeralfunds.com/YouTube. That'll take you to a YouTube specific quoter where you can access discounts. And then also we're going to have links to videos for 55-year-old females for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and $25,000. And of course, you can always call and talk to a real person at 888-862-9456. We're licensed in all 50 states. We are here to help you whenever you're ready for help. So until then, you take care, and we look forward to catching up with you someday. Take care. Bye-bye.